All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's recent insider news this week. It's the heat edition.
This is a
And it's been hot.
got that right.
Let's thank our marketing partners. Let's thank GAC, Great American Company, Papa John's for always providing pizza. Jack never gets tired of pizza. Slinger Speed Company, our official T-shirts. We got some hats coming, hopefully sooner than later. But we do have some shirts now, Jack.
Yeah, well, they got the shirts.
I think Pepsi, Mountain Dew. I think Mosquito Joe's get 50% off on your first month of service on this side of the water. Hit old Robert Rumbles up. Did I say that right?
No.
Oh, damn. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. Fast Eddie cooked some hot dogs and hamburgers over there at the Nestor camp this weekend. I got a couple hot dogs. Did you get anything?
No, I didn't get anything from over there. I came up here and ate in the S&M booth.
Well, I ate it both. Speaking of S&N Communications, thanks to those guys have been on with us for a couple years here. Doing a lot of stuff. Sponsored a race this past weekend. Sponsoring Orange Crush, I think, from what I understand.
Yep, November the 8th, the Orange Crush. South Austin.
And we put a bug in his ear, but like maybe we could get that at Langley Speedway next year. And no, you don't think so? I don't know.
I don't know. There may be some competition for that for next year.
Maybe, but I think my understanding, Mr. Burton was highly impressed with Langley Speedway. I'll say off there. Can say it on there. Factory Canopies. Been with us for a few years. That tent we'll need after Justin kicks us out tonight. Miles Seamless Gutter. Thank those guys for putting up the money for our sponsorship last year or last couple of years and this year. Langley Speedway, or last night. 75 years Langley Speedway. It's pretty cool to be part of that. Frontline Performance Fuels, Parts and Lubrications. Does our pit road stuff. I will take responsibility. I would say it's the hottest fuel at Langley Speedway. May or may not pass tech. They didn't say that. I added that just so they don't get in trouble. But did they get DQ? Let me know. With that, what we got, Jack?
All right, got the news for this week. SVG went 3 for 4 this weekend, 2 poles, win, and a second place. So that's 3 for 4. So
he is. I mean, he's. Everybody else is he's in his own league. He's in his own zip code when it comes to road course stuff.
He was awesome the other day with it. And you got another guy that's coming right along behind him, Connor Zillage.
You think he'll be in a cup car next year?
I think there's a good chance it's going to be in there since one of the cars is going to come open at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's already been announced it's open.
Mm-hmm.
And how about the fact that after this week, they have a hearing scheduled for Wednesday or Thursday, and they will determine those 6 charters, whether they're going to go to open cars or they're going to keep their charters. Everybody says they're going open cars. So
I don't know, man. That's what's right or wrong, right? I mean, you could say, look, this is NASCAR's sandbox, and if you want to play in it, you got to play by their rules. There's also greed. I mean, let's be honest. But where's a line lie? That's for a judge to make. But it'll be interesting where the
judge has already turned them down twice.
Well, for the extension, not for the court case in December or November. Yeah,
they're trying to get an injunction now to where they can keep their charters until the end of the year. And then if they have to go open cars starting this weekend at Dover, they don't want NASCAR to sell them charters to other people.
Well, if they win in November, then what happens then? So I don't know.
It's going to cost them more money is what they're saying. If they sell them and they win the case, it's going to cost them more money.
Well, they're going to cost NASCAR a bunch of money at that point. But it sounds like NASCAR wants to negotiate and see where this will lie. I mean, if you listen to some of the things that Steve Phelps said the other day, we don't know what they want. Let's know what you want. So it sounds like they're over here like, all right, well, let's do something. And they're kind of like, no, we're going to court, which is kind of ballsy, but
all right,
it'll be interesting where
the ARCA West race in Sonoma was won by William Sawalich. the Cars Pro late model race at Hickory this past weekend, Keelan Harvick got the win. And what's that, the third time he's done beat Kevin?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. We had heard a couple people said, I heard that Harvick and Keelan's going to be here. I don't think they're coming. And Keelan can't run, right? You got to be 15, right? So, I mean, I don't think that's a possibility to run the heat.
I got no clue about that, but that's, you know, that's.
There's an age. It's 15. I don't know if you can buy an insurance policy.
Him being here. I don't. Anyway, down at Florence in the late model race, Cody Kelly got the win. Down at Dillon in the Stars Super Stock Series, it was teamed with the Mass Series. I don't know what that is. The Mass Series. You know what the Mass Series?
No.
It's a Super Stock Series. Cody the Marble
Stock.
Hmm.
Mid-Atlantic Street Stock.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's who they were racing with, so they could get. I think they had 8-10 cars. I don't know. 6. I don't know. Anyway, at Ace Speedway, the modified race number 1, Gary Causey. Modified race number 2, Carter McMurray. Jamie McMurray's son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes you feel old when you start seeing all these kids that you know.
When their dad is much younger than you, too. Huh? That's right, right?
In the late model race, late model race, Trevor Ward won. The limited late models, Bryson Pickard. And in the other late model race, Dylan Harville won. At Bowman Gray, in the modifieds, Mike Speedy won. And in the sportsman, Mitch Gales and Tommy Neal. Tommy Neal won the race this week and didn't hit nobody, and knock nobody out after the race or anything. He actually won the race.
That's why he didn't knock anybody out.
At Tri-County, Thomas Bean got the win. Up at Dominion in the vintage modifieds, Taylor Staten got the win. Charlie Beals won in the legends. In the Dominion stock, Todd Ruggles won. And Connor Weedell won the American
Seaweed
Racer.
is what we called him back in the day.
He won both the American Racer races. I think Chase Johnson finished one in like 5th. And
Okay.
Got tore up in the second one.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go over to Adam. He's gonna give us the pit road round, Langley Speedway pit road roundup.
You guys got to talk to Warren Burton this weekend. How cool was that?
That's okay, guys. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's cool to have him
Good
here.
conversation with him.
Mhm.
Shout out to SNM, man. That was a really cool thing. I got some pictures with some winners. First modified race, Spencer Conrad. That boy's figured something out. I'll tell you right now. For not
He is
racing
fast.
ovals at all,
Yeah.
coming into this season, 3 wins already. He's figured it out. And
I guess he backed up that sort of trash talking they was doing on Facebook that we tried to help stir up.
oh, Spencer. Yeah.
Well, Tommy Spencer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tommy Spencer. Matt Carter got the second win. It's cool to have him back. In the limiteds, some up and comer named Aiden Millette got the win. I heard he's pretty good.
He won a couple of races.
Yeah, I think he won a championship last year or something like that. Pepsi Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got another win. And the ground pounder, Shane Lockhart, Kevin Flores, they have won every ground pounder race this season.
Damn.
The 2 of them. It's research. They are on fire. In the Pro 6, Matt Dale got the win. I want to give a shout out to Andrew Roten. He is done for the year. Him and his wife are about to have a baby, so they're not competing anymore this year. But he's working on stuff for next year. Him and Tommy are. So
I was wondering. I was like, where is he at? I was actually asked Jack.
Yeah.
he sent me a message yesterday. Said that they're done for the year. He's got a baby on the way. Congratulations to them. And
Yeah.
he'll be back next year in some form or fashion. We don't know yet. But he's working with Tommy on something. So
Hey, Clay Gaskins. See, he's got on the.
that's Jack's #1 fan right there. In the U cars, Thomas kind of stolen one there on that last lap, huh? 064, or was it 2 to go? Brent had it. Thomas just snatched it from him, man. And then in the Enduro, Zach Herdline got the win. 32's had a good year. He's on fire. So good racing, man. 8 races. It was a great night.
For sure. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles Poindexter watching all the way from Waukechuta, Florida, whatever that place is.
It sounds far.
Anyway, that's some other news. How about Jake Finch is going to be in Hendrick's 17 car this coming weekend at Dover, plus the Venturini car. So that's a pretty big deal for him.
Yeah.
And up at IRP in 2 weeks, Butterbean is going to be driving a truck for Spire Motorsports,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool. And our buddy Raja got a Xfinity ride this week in the 32. And hey, Coastal Plains is opening back up on August the 9th. That used to be New River Valley Speedway, but now it's back to Coastal Plains again. And Steve Zacharias is in charge of Coastal Plains.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So he's doing.
Well, he's got some credibility then.
He's got
I mean,
Florence and Coastal Plains now.
I mean, he's done a good job. Seems like everywhere he goes.
And he's going to be on the show with us next week. Don't forget the Orange Crush, November 8th. Scott mentioned earlier. It's going to be the Burton Foundation race that they're raising money for. That's going to be a pretty cool race.
It is. They do some stuff for veterans and for kids. I'm not sure exactly what all that is, but
and everybody still remember Aiden Ziedrich and his family for everything they've gone through the last couple of weeks. I've talked to them a few times in the last couple of weeks, and they're slowly getting some things done, but they haven't got everything clear to where they can start looking at getting somewhere else. But it's pretty cool. So all you guys out there that are drivers, owners, anything, you have hero cards, T-shirts, hats, anything that you'd like to give to Aiden, because he lost everything as far as his NASCAR paraphernalia.
There you go.
He lost all that, and I thought that was, and I've gotten some stuff already lined up for him. I think Brandy Marshall's got some stuff lined up.
yes,
for him.
she's got a lot of stuff. I mean, shout out to Brandy. She crazy as hell. I love her to death, but she crazy as hell. But she's got the biggest heart.
Oh yeah.
I mean, seems like the first one that's putting something together for somebody here or doing whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers, because they've got a long road ahead of them. It'll be pretty tough on them. All right, let's start talking Hampton Heat.
Well, I don't say just to get them talking about Hampton Heat. Because of the heat, do we do something different on the safety side of things because of the heat? Paramedics? Do we have extra paramedics?
You want to answer? No. To answer that question, yes. Particularly during for the Hampton Heat, the safety team pretty much adds quite a bit of volunteers in that week. I just got off the phone with Rich, who actually I have a meeting with the safety team and Rich tonight, directly with Rich one-on-one about the equipment that we have coming in, which will be another engine, med carts on the outside. The logistics is a lot when it comes down to everything that's getting brought in for this weekend, just on the safety side alone.
Okay.
And I think it's because of the years past, we've learned our lessons over the years with it being so hot here. I think I saw something, there was an IV truck actually being.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention that too.
Yep.
'Cause, I mean, I've been doing some of those IV drips for vitamins and stuff, and I think it would be helpful for somebody that's going to be running out here on Saturday.
I think the cut line was today sometime, I think. Tonight. Yeah, sometime today or this evening or what, in order to make sure they have the inventory there.
Oh, okay.
That was something new. I don't remember that being here last year, but yeah, I mean, I think it's great because we know how hot and grueling that race can be at times. By the time the halfway break gets here, the drivers are just dripping sweat, especially if they've been in there all day long. So
yeah,
hydration should have started Monday if anybody's listening. Jack.
And shout out to our guys, right?
Yep.
I don't want to say. I mean,
the business. I'm gonna have to say.
I mean, I think we are very fortunate. I don't really know a whole lot about other places and what kind of safety team, but we seem to have the same people. And not only are they great at what they do, they're fans of Langley Speedway, and it's just right. I mean, look, we had an unfortunate incident here a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think it could have been handled any better. And I talked to a couple of people, and they're like, man, they just, just praised how good of a job that Langley Speedway, the safety crew did. So, I just wanted to kind of give them a shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think we're extremely lucky on that side of things, as Jack can attest to, right?
Yep, I sure can. They were on the spot, right?
Yeah.
When I went out.
And how many guys do we have here on an average Saturday for the safety crew?
It's only a 7-man team.
7-man team.
Yep. So, and they
just out of curiosity, is other racetracks, do they have the same amount?
Some do, some don't. I've had the privilege of working at a few places dealing with track services, and yes, some tracks have that kind of quality of staff that we have, and there's other places you go to, and you're kind of like, okay, what can I do with the bare minimum and make sure? But most time where you go places that have bare minimum, their qualifications are still good. We're just lucky that we have an abundance and guys and gals on the safety team love to come here.
Mhm.
So yeah.
How many will we have for this Saturday?
Well, between the volunteer staff, again, that's one of the things I've got to reach out to Rich tonight. Him and I are supposed to have a call later about logistics on that. But we'll have an 8-man team just in the infield, and then also South Boston. Thank you to South Boston Speedway for bringing up extra track services equipment for us this weekend. Extra cutting tools, extra cleanup team. So they're bringing a support vehicle, 2 support vehicles actually with us.
Oh, great. Okay.
Plus we'll talk about it.
All right, give us the scoop on what's going on. What kind of things have we got going on for the Hampton Heat? What kind of rules and stuff? Things that you want to hit on to let people know what's going on. And
Well, I mean, Jeff, you want to step in, or do you want to?
I'll let you continue on.
It's a great day at Lakeland Speedway.
Let's get the race procedures and I'll jump right in.
So when it comes down to it, it's basically a 200-lap event, and it depends on the weather whether we're going to go 10-minute or 15-minute halfway break. Just because if driver needs reprieve to get their body temperature, core temperature cool down, we like to stay at 10. But if it's grueling and we understand that, it might be a possibility we take an extra 5 minutes. So,
but there's one break.
One break. There is no segments. It's 100. And we're old school. We're 100 laps in, take the break, 100 laps out. So,
and Jeff, no tires. I
No,
mean,
4-tire race.
4 tires.
4-tire race.
That's
Yeah,
it.
That's it.
No more. So,
Yep.
not like South Boston and their situation they had there, which made me kind of wonder why that was different than what we have going on here. But
it's kind of, I mean, part of the Triple Crown, we all like to get into the same kind of segment type halfway breaks. That way, all 3 tracks kind of have the same deal, but each track has its own uniqueness. So therefore, you can't really put a bow around it and say, okay, this is the only way we can do it. We've tried the segments here in the past where we've gone 100 laps and then a break another 150, but it just kind of mixes back and forth. And I think last year it turned out pretty well. So therefore, that's kind of after speaking with Bill, and that's kind of what we wanted to do again this year.
all right, back into the halfway break. What kind of changes and stuff can they do at the halfway? But don't say nothing over. I don't want you to talk to you.
Just standard pit stop changes.
Standard pit stop. They can't do anything out of the ordinary as far as.
No.
Okay.
No hard parts are on or off the car. It must be a complete flat. If you do come off the racetrack, prior to change it. So
Who makes the determination when you have the flat? And say, all right.
the best officials on pit road, the best in the business.
Okay, now we're not talking about Basil, so whoever.
Basically make those calls too. But no, in this situation, we bring in extra help. A lot of the good officials, like motorcycle car officials that work in a lot of shows. We have a good support from South Boston, the Cars Tour, Langley Speedway. So it's a combination of a lot of people, and a lot of these same officials that are coming in go to South Boston, and they also go to Martinsville, and they'll also come here. So there's representative this year, quite a few representatives that will be at all 3 races this year. So that's one of the things, working with Clay and working with Bill and working with Brandon and Nick at South Boston. We kind of get into the point where we're trying to get a couple officials to go to each one so they see the same faces in everyone. So it makes
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I mean, one group does it this way and one group does it this way, and you don't know exactly where you're going with it.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. All right, Jeff, give us some race. What's your race day rules and stuff you gonna tell them about in the drivers meeting?
Basically, my deal will be starts and restarts. My favorite thing is that restart box right down there. Everybody likes to play around in that restart box. When the starter starts the race. My big thing is the first time I'm gonna tell them to be calm and patient. It's 200 laps. You ain't gonna win it on the first one.
That's a fact.
Don't go barreling down here in turn 1 think you're gonna pass 40 cars.
It's funny, we all say that, but as soon as we put that helmet on and get in the car, you're like, it's all out the window.
Yeah, trust me, before we even roll off a front stretch right here, I'm gonna be in the spotter's ears telling the drivers to be patient, give and take. A lot of racing.
Down, give and take.
Yeah.
Early on, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But later on in the race, ain't no giving and taking.
No. The later part of the race be a whole different thing than the first part of the race. I can guarantee you that.
Now, you were at South Boston. Tell us, there was some talk about a certain car at South Boston. We don't go into all that.
I was gonna say we're gonna check rear camera on these things. We're gonna use the same
I wasn't
tool.
gonna go there.
I've been trying to ask.
You've been over there just biting your nails. I mean, no, I mean, the tech will be lined up. There will be actually a lot of great tech that will happen. Pre-tech, race inspection or pre-qualifying inspection will be taking place. The initial inspection on Friday, we are leaving the garage open as long as it takes, as long as we have people coming through the building, we're going to leave it open. That way the teams don't have to stress on Saturday morning. I know the garage says we're going to close at 7 o'clock or 6:30 in that ballpark, and everybody has to go out. But if we have cars coming through the building at that time wishing to get their inspection done, we're trying to make it easy on them the next day, especially since it's going to be grueling and hot. So therefore, we're trying to do the best we can. We actually have a good staff of officials coming in on Friday for the tech building. That way everything is knocked out. You'll get your approval sticker, and that way you can practice on Saturday. On Saturday, if you don't have your approval sticker on your vehicle or your driver's paperwork turned in, you won't go on the racetrack. I will tell you that now. It is outlined in the policy and procedures that Jeff will be covering on Saturday. So if they don't have the paperwork done, they don't get on the racetrack. So.
You know, I've noticed one thing that since you've come back to Langley, there doesn't seem to be as much griping as I was used to. Now, I don't know what you hear.
Oh, you weren't here Saturday.
Yeah.
So we heard somebody did come over at you on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah, I am not gonna say on there.
No, I mean, the thing about it is, as long as you're working with all the competitors, they have a tendency to work back. They might just be passionate at the moment, but at the end of the day, they're just passionate, and that's okay. As long as we get past it, we don't hold grudges going forward. That's what matters. So they're here. They want to get a job done. We are here. We want to get a job done. We got to figure out a way to meet them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think too. I mean, you're never on the competitive side, right? You've always been on the official side. Were you? I mean, you know, like, look, our job is to push the rules, and your job is to catch them, right? You know, and it makes it a tough cat and mouse game, huh?
I got the catchphrase going.
Oh yeah. But you have to. What do you do when you own that phrase? Whatever.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Trademark it.
Who came with you that night? Started that.
Brian Crawford.
Okay, he was down here Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, because he walked by me. I thought that's who it was, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
He come by and he said, "It's a great day to be a Langley."
That should have been the sign right there.
So that's good that you're gonna have other people coming in here and doing some things. So Jeff's gonna be up here calling the race, and
Correct.
So I mean, you got a lot going on. Anything else that you know you got some stuff you want to talk about to practice on Thursday?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's an open practice on Thursday. I mean, that's not controlled by the racetrack. I mean, that's a private track rental. As of right now, it seems like there's a lot of cars trying to get it on Thursday. And I, you know,
So there's no tech on Thursday at all.
No, just tech on Friday. You know,
Okay.
Thursday is a private practice, just like if you rent the track any other day. From what I do understand, there are quite a few trying to get in just because the possibility of weather on Friday.
That's what I was getting to.
So with that being said, I think there are a lot of track rentals. I spoke with Terry today. Terry spoke about it. We're trying to get some stuff lined up in place, so we're not. I mean, unfortunately, the way the track rule is here is if it's a private practice, there's no more than one car on the racetrack at a time because of insurance purposes, unless we have an obligation of having safety on the property, and then that way we can rotate it like a regular rotating practice. So right now we went into a fast-paced mode of trying to schedule a team, and right now it's amongst all of our safety professionals that are on the safety team to try to figure out, hey, do we have enough to staff it or not? And if we can staff it, that means we can get more cars on the racetrack during the day. But if not, it goes back to a single car. Unfortunately, that's just the way our insurance carrier works here at Langley Speedway. So you have to have some form of an EMT on staff.
Now, somebody just sent a message in here, said, "It's stuck in my mind that everyone must wear long pants
That's correct.
during the feature of the Hampton Heat,
That's
crew
correct.
members and everybody."
That's correct.
And that's during the late model stock car race only.
That is correct.
Okay. I know, you know who I'm talking about, so.
No, I don't know.
He mentioned it the other day.
I just think we need to get Tim and see if he can get some shirts and put "Great Day at Langley Speedway."
I think we can get that done.
It'll be-
Sign up.
I think it's great.
No, but yeah, Thursday will be a grueling day. Just because, like I said, Terry said there's a lot of cars practicing. Unfortunately, we cannot leave haulers in Thursday night. If you are practicing Thursday night, they have to be removed from the infield because parking is critical. The last entry list that I was spoke to about today, there's 39 cars on the entry as of right now. So
Okay.
so it's more than what was posted.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yesterday.
36. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 36 yesterday. I got
Yeah.
a text message today from the track here that there's 39 on the list now. So
Hmm.
parking is a premium in the infield, so therefore it has to be parked a very precise way. And that's when it comes down to logistics. The logistics means everything. I tell everybody all the time, as soon as you can get the haulers parked and you park proficiently and in a timely manner, the rest of your weekend will go well. Happens at every racetrack I went to. A person I used to work with, Jimmy Wilson, he told me one time before when I was parking in the garage, he said, if you can park haulers and it goes great, the rest of your weekend will go great. So that's a motto that I stick by.
Yeah. Well, starts out good and
Yeah,
makes
it
it end
does.
good. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
granted, sometimes it tumbles and snowballs down the hill, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's wanting to know, will all 39 cars start the race?
That is correct.
Yes, Ricky, all 39 will start the race.
Yeah. Well, I seen Greg was kind of a late entry. I talked to Mason on Saturday and said they had come tested on Thursday and decided Thursday or Wednesday, whatever it was, that they were going to run.
I mean, the way the entry is listed, it's 40 cars.
It's a cutoff.
And then after that, we have to get together with the track and then speak with Bill and make sure everything's okay. And then he'll kind of finally make the final decision what we put.
What's the most we ever stood in one time?
38, if I remember correctly. 36, 38, one or the other.
Yeah, was the night it rained when it, or we started
Which
real
year?
late? Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right about that.
So what's the provisional setup for rain? If we get rain Saturday?
It's kind of hard to say because it really depends on how far you get through the day on Saturday. And it also depends on what the weather looks like. Great thing about it is the owner of this speedway is probably one of the best weathermen that we know. He pretty much can predict it. And if people want to know about something about weather, they call him and say, all right, read the charts, read the tides, read the winds, and he'll look in the magic ball and say, you're good for the day.
I've heard that from several
There's a good
people.
possibility you're going to get something about this time. And 90% of the time, he is 100% correct on it. So he almost dictated exactly what was going to happen when the Cars Tour was here. And it was a scary time. The good thing about it is we do have track drying equipment that will be on the property. Richmond Jet's coming down. Thank you to Clay Campbell and all of his staff that puts all that together and allows us to bring something down or basically provides us something to bring down. Also, South Boston has brought their downdraft as well. Again, South Boston bringing another piece of equipment to help this racetrack out since it's part of the Triple Crown. It's great to have friends that are part of this whole big dynamic of what we do for these three races.
Yeah.
It's a great thing that they have, and they bring this stuff down for us in order to help us with the equipment. So hopefully it won't be as long as it was last year, but if it is, we have the possibility of going with it, and especially if we can get a break in the weather, then we can get it going.
So what's the schedule on Friday? And I'm just curious, and this may be a silly question. If you go through tech on Friday and you leave with your car and come back, does it have to go through tech again, or you're not allowed to leave?
Absolutely. So I guess just to kind of run it down real fast, the schedule for Friday, gates open, or sign-in starts at 11. Late model stock car haulers enter at 11 through gate 4, which is the back gate. So we'll come in through turn 2 and come down the back stretch. Unless you're already in line, and then we can get you through what we call the red gate. You can come through, and then we'll hang a hard right and go around the racetrack, and then we'll stage. I need all the big haulers on the outside, out to the outside of the racetrack, and the smaller haulers on the inside, because it makes a critical decision of how we park them when it comes to the infield.
Parking first come, first serve.
How tough is that going to be to get all those haulers in here in this track? I mean,
It's not hard.
it's not
If you have a plan, you can lay it out. I mean, you have to remember is also when we did the Denny Hamlin race here, look how many cars we had here that weekend.
True.
Yeah.
And we actually brought all the haulers in, staged them, unloaded them, and then sent them right back out today. And then they were nose split right down the middle of the garage. And that's how we ran all day long, one direction of going out on the racetrack. So It's always a challenge no matter what. Logistics are logistics, but if you have a plan in place, most of the time it works. Sometimes you have to drop back and punt and rework everything, but it's okay. We have a great bunch of staff here that understands how to jump and run and pivot when we need to. So again, let's see here. Late model stock car, our crew chief meeting is at 12:30, 12:30 to 1 right here at the front stretch on pit road. 1:30, the tech inspection line opens and practices at 1:30 to 6. There'll be a 3-minute break between every 30 minutes throughout that time in order to clear the gate, pick up stuff, bring food in, everything else. 6 o'clock tire impound closes and 7 o'clock the garage closes. But again, if there's cars in here trying to get through inspection at 7 o'clock, I'm not going to shut the doors and say no. So the key is to try to get everybody through inspection and without talking to the crystal ball weatherman up in the corner over there. I don't know exactly, but it looks like weather is supposed to come in towards the end of the day on Friday. But anything can change. We're in Hampton Roads. You know, depends.
Yeah. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Wait my 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We might be parking some more.
Yeah. But it's definitely a whole lot easier to get through tech on Friday than try to do all that on Saturday.
100%. And then of course the garage opens up on Saturday, first thing in the morning. And then we're running tech at that time as well to try to get everybody through. And then if you do not get an approval sticker on Friday, you must come back through the building on Saturday to get your approval sticker.
So if you don't have your approval sticker on Friday, you can't practice Friday.
Correct.
So,
And if you don't turn your paperwork in, and you know the ladies around here, they're very good at collecting paperwork.
Yeah, they are.
Scott.
yeah, they are. They will come meet you at the car.
Yes.
that's happened to you before, hasn't it?
It has.
We'll say a couple.
A few.
A few times.
That's one or more.
2 or more.
So are we excited about this weekend, Jeff?
I'm ready to go.
Does this add pressure to do this race compared to other races?
To me, it's just another race.
Iceman over there. He's just calm and collected the whole time.
He is cool as
There's just a whole lot more cars I gotta look over. That's all. It's just like a regular Saturday night show as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I've watched him up here, you know.
Yeah, he'll get excited.
He goes with the flow. I did see him get a little bit excited the other night when that car went through the infield.
So was the official too. He was a little excited as well.
But I do think the way you guys operate, I think it's different than what we've sort of been used to, where, the race director and, the guy that runs the track essentially is up here, where you're kind of running around. You can sort of answer, because everybody's got a million questions, right?
I'll be honest with you, and like Stick and I talked at the beginning of the year, and this was a different challenge for me. I was used to being up here in the tower,
in control,
making
right?
calls, doing this, that, and the other. And when Stick and I had a conversation at the beginning of the year, he said, "Justin, you do whatever you need to do down there. I'll take care of up here." And I said, "I trust you, have 100% faith in you. So no matter what." So it allows me to go do other things around this racetrack, stuff that I was not used to doing in the past.
But I think it's important, though.
I mean, on a Saturday night, I'm in the infield, I'm in the tech shed, I'm up here, I'm in the sponsors box, I'm riding the elevator with our customers, I'm in the back mingling with the fans, I'm back in the outside pits again, then I'm back in here, and it depends on if we have an incident or an injury on the racetrack. It depends on whether safety calls me in. So on a given night, it's anywhere between 17 to 18,000 steps for me on a Saturday night.
And I think it's kind of important too to have one person that's always calling the race, right?
Consistency.
Right. Because look, we're all different, right? You're going to call a call a little different than I would call a call, than what Justin or Jack would call it.
Yeah.
And then when you get that inconsistency, people get mad, right?
Yes.
So I think I think it works better with consisting to the same person making those calls.
Well, I think that's what we've had here in the past, is some inconsistency.
Yes.
In the past. I'm gonna say that. I'm not worried about it. I'm just
Great
saying.
day at Langley Speedway.
I didn't call no names,
I've definitely put this on a shirt.
That'd be awesome.
but I didn't call no names. But I mean, that's what I've seen in the past, and I think it's.
So one more other thing is, not to take away from the Hampton Heat side of it, but there's also 2 other larger events Saturday night with the
They're
Legends
big
and
races
the Super
too.
Streets.
Yeah, 75 laps, right?
75 laps. That's a big deal.
I don't know, have they ever run
Yes.
75 laps before?
We might not get out.
Yeah,
of
that's
here.
what
We've never done that, and this is a big
I
deal. for
hope
the Super
Sammy's fuel's not too hot. Hope it lasts all.
But no, I mean,
We'll get a
it's
phone
big
call in a
event for
minute.
the super streets. 75 laps. They've never done anything like that before here.
Yeah.
I think probably, if you look at it, they may have gone 65 with caution laps,
Yeah.
trying to run 40, but hopefully we won't have that situation Saturday night.
It's been pretty good though. I mean, they've been
They've
pretty
done some
good.
great racing.
And I think everybody I've talked to is fairly excited about the 75 laps.
So I'll spoil it now. I mean, it is a 2-tire race. I know Vaughn's going to be putting it out tomorrow, but it is a 2-tire race for the Super Street on Saturday night. And then the Legends, don't forget, Legends is a national qualifier as well. So
busy night.
Well, it's a big deal.
I got a feeling all around Saturday night it's going to be a good car count in all the fields.
Mhm.
So
what's the race schedule, and will that sort of change if a race takes too long?
anything's possible to change at a moment's notice, of course, because we do have obligations of what we have to put as far as the Hampton Heat and everything.
Well, that's what
But the good thing about it is Bill was very flexible, and so is the Flow Racing Group that comes here and works with us. They understand sometimes races go long, but that comes down to a situation where that man sitting right there next to you might get to the point and be like, no, we're counting cautions from now on. So, I mean, you have to give them that grace
Oh,
period.
so you have the leeway to do that if you see it.
Oh, now we know who to blame.
I mean, but and it's that way with any race. In the
It
middle of
is,
the night.
yeah.
I mean, I know we've had that situation where we've had to, in the past, I don't remember it. I don't know if it happened last year or not, but in the past when I was here before, there's been an opportunity where we've had to start counting caution laps. And that's kind of the unwritten rule here at Langley Speedway. I mean, if we have like 15 cautions back to back to back, we have to make a decision that's what's best for the racetrack.
Mhm.
So the Super Streets and the Legends, they're racing first.
That is correct. They start at 6:30.
They start at 6:30.
Oh,
That's
6:30,
what I'm
okay.
trying to get at, 6:30, yeah.
Because what time do we want the heat to start?
Roughly about 8:30, quarter to 9.
8:30, okay. Yeah, because we got a presentation in the beginning, right? That's what, 20 minutes?
In that ballpark, yeah. And I mean, of course, Vaughn does a great job with that. Last couple of years, he's brought the stages in, set it all up, and
Mhm.
that's been one of the focal points about our race. That's been such a great job leading into it. So
Yeah, well, I hope he brings a truck this
So-
time. Last time he's like,
So
we got a truck.
what we got from Martinsville, we going to Martinsville to be a part of that too?
yes, sir. The same team that was there last year is basically going again this year. So
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see him up at Martinsville. Well, I don't know what you
I
know
hope
about.
you still see me after this week.
You know something we don't
If
know.
we get in trouble this week, I mean,
Great day to be alive. Looking forward to a great 2026 season.
there's a little lot of wait for that.
Yeah, you're
Anyway, well, I appreciate you guys coming out here and doing this
Thank
tonight.
you for having us.
Keeping us apprised of what's going on. We can't wait for the Hampton Heat this weekend.
Yeah, it's
I think
a
gonna
great
be
show. 39 cars, man. That's gonna be a good show.
I mean, it's a big
And good
event.
cars.
And it's grown. I mean, I remember one of the first ones that started here. So I've watched it grow. Christine's watched it grow. Jeff's watched it grow over the
Mhm.
years. You watched it go from where it was small to
Yeah.
to the caliber, the animal that it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
And we're just so lucky, right? I mean, Langley Speedway is a great place for this event to be. And we've had some guys that's come through here that's moved up, right? And, you know, one's driving for Dale Jr., one of them's winning some, ARCA races, and it brings more attention to us, right? I mean, I think we're just very fortunate, very lucky.
100%.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you being here, and let's have a good race this weekend. I know y'all. I know
I'm gonna hit Tim up. I'm gonna see if I can.
the
have this done
agent.
by
I know the
Saturday.
agent is waiting for you to get out of here.
What size shirt you wear?
Extra large.
Okay. I'm calling it
That's
what
gonna
it
be
is.
so awesome.
That will be weird to see everybody walking around here with one of them shirts on. Yeah. What you started.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think you ought to wear it to the banquet too.
Here you go.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. And, we'll
Thank you.
Thanks,
be
guys.
here Saturday night.
Yeah, good luck Saturday. We'll be
Yeah.
here rooting you guys on.
I'm gonna be sitting up here watching Jeff do his thing up here.
Yeah.
Or you said you might be up here this time.
I
too.
will be up here this time as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on, right?
there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of all the eyes in the tower that we have.
Let's get excited.
No, I'm gonna fill that window. That's what I'm doing.
You ain't got to see Jack.
No, that dude writes on that window like you wouldn't believe. I mean,
my dry erase
Is
board.
it really?
I don't need scratch
I'm sitting here trying to figure out what he's writing. It's backwards to me.
Last time I was here when the car show race, I wrote on the window, and then like 2 weeks later, I came up here just to check on the tower with Paul and Stephanie and Christine up here in the tower, and she said, "Dang, them damn car store people that come here and they just leave their mess everywhere." I'm like, I know exactly what she's talking about. I left all the chicken scratch up on the board. She said,
Did you blame it on somebody else?
No, she knew it was me. She was fine. They watched me do it, but she was like, "Clean that window now."
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
I think we figured out who the boss is.
Oh, we already knew that.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
for coming by.
Thank
being
Good luck
here.
this weekend.
you.
Can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see you.
And I'll be here this weekend. I'll be here this
Lord.
weekend to keep an eye on Jeff, make sure everything's
Thank you,
good.
sir.
Thank you, man. Good luck this weekend.
Jeff, thanks a
Yeah.
lot, man. Appreciate you coming out.
If anything we can do, let me know and I'll get Jack to do it, okay?
All right. Goodbye, Justin. You didn't have to say goodbye this time.
Thank you.
It's a great day at
Thank you
Langley
for
Speedway.
hospitality.
It's a great day to be in Langley, so
That's correct.
okay.
Saturday will be too.
All right, let's get y'all over here.
That's all they get. Come on.
Come on, Aiden, get in here. Bring it with you.
I mean, look, you're talking about the dedication that he's got. I mean, anybody cut one toe off, so he got 9 toes to match the car. That's dedication,
That's a
Jack.
real fan right
Been working pretty good. I like.
Yeah. I wouldn't change nothing.
So, Aiden, are we ready to go? Everything's buttoned up and ready to practice tomorrow or practice Thursday or whatever it is?
Well, I don't know if it's ready. That's up to if he's been working today, but I'm ready. The driver's ready.
So you have to make sure that he has the car ready when he's ready to go.
Yep.
So have you tested the car any this year?
No, I raced it. I did one late model stock race. I'm racing my limited car. We did one, and I finished 6th in the first race, and then the second race was racing for 5th, and had a racing incident and didn't finish that one. But we showed speed, so I think we'll be really good.
And that was your limited car? So you're taking
Yeah.
the limited car, you're
Yeah,
switching
yes,
over?
sir.
So what kind of exactly changes do you have to make to go?
Yeah.
from a
So don't tell us what springs and stuff you got in the car.
limited speedway? See, Justin started it.
Like since I messed with him last weekend, I see it was a great day. That's all I've been saying to myself.
I mean, how much do you have to change? I mean, really, you don't have to go into what all, but you got a bunch of changes to make to it to go from a late model limited to a late model. So is this, and you said this is the same car you've been racing?
Yes.
Oh, so it'll be ready to go.
Yep. I know it'll be good.
Has the setup changed from last year, which y'all ran, to what you're going to do this year?
Good day to be.
Hey, Robert's good, man.
That information.
Well, I'm just saying, have you made many adjustments from that to this? Is all I'm really saying.
A little bit.
A little bit. Hey, now you're setting cars up for a lot of people now, and you got a pull down rig, and I think that's a huge asset. How much has it helped you?
I used to work with Tristan McKee when I was with him.
Mhm.
Pull down, so.
Is it?
He can get
I've
you
never-
in trouble. He can get you in trouble real quick if you ain't careful.
Well, I could see that, like especially if you don't really know. Look, it gives you a lot of information, right? And if you don't know what to do with that information,
Right.
you can be in left field.
Right.
But it's got to be huge to have.
It's nice.
So how many cars do you work on here? By division.
The whole limited class nearby.
And you don't do.
I like to have more.
Well, I see you put a thing today saying you
Yeah.
want more. but-
Or is anybody helping you, or are you just doing all this stuff by yourself?
Pretty much by myself. And his dad will come up. He'll come up sometime, give me a hand when I get in a crunch.
Mm.
Does
I
he
mean, that's
know
a good
anything?
thing, right?
Does he know anything?
He holds a wrench in.
I know what I need to know.
You're a driver. So I mean,
Yeah.
He knows how to hold that steering wheel and push that gas.
that's all you need.
That's all I need.
I mean, because you've worked with a lot of the younger guys who last.
And done well with all the young guys that you've had, really. I mean, you've had success for. I mean, everybody you've had the last little while is or last several years, right?
I'd like to go back and get how many wins you got. Have you kept up with that? I'd like to go back and figure that out because I know you had a bunch through the years. I ain't gonna go through names, but you got a bunch through the years. So. And little one over there, that you know, he's got a couple wins too.
You got a couple.
Just a couple.
So, what do you have to prepare yourself for to go from a limited to a late model here Saturday night?
Does it drive that much different?
Not really, honestly. It's a lot more fun. Every time I get out of the late model, I'm like, gosh, I want to stay in it. The limited,
And why is that? Like,
speed wise, it's just the limited. You mess up one little thing and you're gone. I feel like in the late model, you make a little mistake, you can still make
'cause
it
you got
up.
the horsepower.
Yeah, but in the limited, you got to be perfect. So I definitely like the late model more, but the limited's taught me a lot for sure. Some bad things, but
So what's your goals going into this weekend?
obviously everybody wants to win. But realistically, I'd be really happy with the top 5. I think we'll have the speed to be there at the end. Just gotta not get wrecked this year and hopefully keep it in one piece for the last 25.
I mean, it's going to be a tight field, right? I mean, you're going to have a lot of good cars. It's going to be the first 150 are probably going to be, you know, obviously everybody's riding, right? They're saving everything you can for that last 40-ish, maybe 30 laps. So I mean, I think, you know, the way it's still,
whenever Skinner tells him he can go.
right? Yeah. I know. Well, with that, like when you even went to limited, so I'm curious, do you know when to sort of ride, or is that sort of relayed to you? And have you learned to sort of know how much to save and when to go?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the longer races, he'll tell me like what the car behind me is running, so I know what I need to run. And then I've got to the point where I pretty much know when I need to start pushing a little bit, or if I need to ride more. But most of the time, he's telling me whenever I need to go harder, just ride.
I mean, everybody does it. I mean, it's you know, I mean, everybody in every class, whoever's leading is only going to run as much as they need to,
Yep.
unless they're getting pressured, right? Then it's going to be a different story. Is it when you run like the Hampton Heat, you're going to have some heavy hitters, some big names that have been in the sport forever. Is that intimidating when you're racing with those guys?
Last year definitely was I was a little nervous at the beginning, seeing all these people I've watched as I was a little kid that I'm racing against now. It was definitely made me a little nervous, but that all went away once I started to get towards the front. It just all felt normal. So I think it'll be a little easier on me this year, but it's definitely a big deal for me.
Did you get to race with anybody that you like, man, I got to run door to door with Junior or, you know, whoever those guys were?
Junior knocked me out the way. Connor got into me a little bit. Matt got into me a little bit. And those people I've watched for a long time. So I mean, it's really cool to be able to race against them.
Who do you think's going to be the guy to beat?
I don't
I mean,
know.
the list is probably got to be pretty
Hoping
long.
it's me, but
I was hoping he was going to say that.
obviously Connor and Brendan are just a given to be really good. So
Mhm.
I'm sure they'll be hard to beat, but I'm sure there's gonna be some other people too.
I thought Connor would have been better here at the car store, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, I mean, of course, I asked him, I'm like, you put your setup in? And he's like, nope. I'm like, what? Like, why? You own this place, you know, so why wouldn't you? But I get it. But I mean, it's just, I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I think if you come out of here with a top 5, which is realistic, I think that's a win,
Definitely.
you know?
Yeah.
So what's your goals?
Around top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I want to win.
Sure. I
But
mean, we all,
I just want to have a shot at the end.
right. You want to be competitive, right? And well, you want to be competitive. You also want to sort of make a name for yourself, right? If you're competitive and you know, there's no controversy, and then you gain respect, right?
Definitely. Yeah. That's one of the biggest things is running good's one thing, but everyone wants to have respect and know that how you race, you don't have to do it in a dirty way, and you're earning what you're getting.
Mm-hmm. Will you race somebody differently? Like one of these guys has been here forever, instead of rooting them off the bottom?
No, I don't care. Not for it all.
Well, I can see it at the end, right? I think everybody's going to go through it, but halfway through the race, I mean, I guess there's just a lot of factors in that.
Yeah, last year it surprised me how slow the pace was. It wasn't really hard to make a position or two. So, I mean, I don't really think you got to do anything special to get the track position at the beginning, but it definitely matters at the end.
Yeah, I hope the 26 is a little better than he was at the last race. he even admitted that he was holding everybody up on the bottom because I thought they was going to wreck there. But I tell you what, though, watching those guys, the car control some of those guys have had that been around forever. There were some shots coming that he was getting and moving people back. Now other people to wreck. Yeah.
So who now, you and Riley and Cody, Jacob, all those. I mean, that's a little rivalry between the three of the 4 or 5 of y'all, whatever it is.
And Jacob.
Did Jacob race?
Yeah, Jacob is racing. Yeah.
Oh, he was racing this race.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I mean, is that in the back of your mind? I'm gonna beat them guys.
No, I mean, it's cool racing against, obviously, my friend. It's pretty cool racing against them. We've all grown up racing against each other. So being able to race a big race like this all together is pretty cool, but I ain't worried about it.
Now, Jacob at South Boston spotted for you, right?
Yep, he did. He actually spotted for me for the late model race too that I ran a couple weeks ago. He spots for me. If he's not racing, he's spotting for me usually.
Well, I think he said he could do it this weekend. He's just going to do it
Yeah,
from his
I told him he's right behind me.
Clear.
Yep.
I'm inside.
Well, I mean, that's got to be good that you have a guy like him to lean on a little bit. I mean, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool. I actually got my first Bando win at Dominion with him, and ever since then, I try to give him a spot whenever we can. He's pretty good at it. I told him if he wanted to, he could just stop racing and just spot for people, but he didn't want to do that.
Oh, he didn't want to do that.
Well, I think they're close in age ratio. They'll get along well, but he can also relate.
Definitely, yeah.
So I think that's a big thing. And I think when he says somebody's inside or barely inside, I think you would have much more confidence because he's been in those situations. He knows what you would want to know,
Yeah, definitely.
The only thing that bothered me in South Boston about the two of you all, you were out there racing, and I was watching Jacob. And if a girl walks by, you in trouble because he ain't gonna pay.
Be like, I was eating ice cream.
I mean, I watched him a couple of times. You were going around, you was following your around track. Girl went by, he went.
Yeah, that'd be me. I'd be like, oh, I was watching the front. I was watching them race.
Was that? Yeah, you're clear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody was inside.
So how much do you work with the spotter and everything to let them know what you want to know about what's going on?
I work right much with them.
Do you?
Well, so then when you relay information, do you relay it directly to him or do you tell the spotter and he relays it?
Directly.
You just, I guess you just wait till caution or there's a clear
Well,
spot.
we got a certain spot on track, but I'll do my talking.
Okay.
Like here, coming off of 2, the spot I knows, I'm gonna tell them what I need to tell them.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seems to be a safe spot back there from turn 2 to getting into 3.
So who's spotting for you this weekend since Jacob's racing?
Honest?
Jason knows.
All right.
Okay.
Had 2 spots for me in the limited, but I wasn't sure if he was on this weekend.
Do you have a favorite win? I mean, you've won a bunch of races and you've been successful in this.
All of them my favorite.
No.
Anytime I think set in Victor Lane, that's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. So the next one should be.
I don't know if we win Saturday, that might be his
That
favorite.
might be my
Well, yeah. What's been your biggest?
I won this with C.
Getting out of New River.
Did you?
Yeah.
Getting out of New River without getting
beat up?
You get ready to get
He's definitely on Justin's side now.
I was there. I know what happened down there that night.
Everything was cool. Everything was calm.
It was a great day at Langley Speedway.
That won't lay the Speedway.
I guess getting Tristan's first call store race in the pro.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, that's another one that you've had some influence in, right? And the future seems pretty bright for that
Look what
kid.
he's gotten into over the last couple of years. I mean,
Who's been the person you've learned the most from?
As far as what? What do you think?
Well, I mean, in racing setup or whatever it is, just in general in this racing business, because you've been doing this a long time. You're not as old as Jack, but you've been around a while, right?
Right.
And you've done, and you haven't just done late model stuff. You've been kind of been up in a little bit and come back down. There's got to been somebody that's influenced you or influenced. I think didn't you help your dad back in the day? And your dad was in this, yeah.
Well, Greg Marlowe, really, Greg Marlowe? Used to be a Marlowe chassis, I know. Yeah. He used to be a race car driver. Yep. Heck of a driver. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Where was he out of?
He's from Statesville.
Okay, I never heard of him.
He ran up at Southampton a few times too. I mean, he was pretty good. And he set a lot of cars up for some folks too along the way
He
too.
used to build chassis.
Yeah.
So would you work there or?
No, just
No.
me and him just got hooked up and started running his chassis, Marlowe chassis. And we've become real good friends. He'll call me up now and I'll call him up if we got any questions. He's called me up if he got a question. But he's the only one I really put faith in on certain things.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we all have those people that we trust what the information they're giving us, right? Because we're all. It kills me when people say, "Well, such and such told me he knows what he's doing." Like,
I've worked before in Richmond. I mean, Craig and them, they've been real good. So.
And the chassis you got now, you built, right? Or is this
That's a Frank Denny's son section.
Oh, is it really? Dang, man, you're going back there.
She's old.
She's old,
Yeah.
but it works.
Have you updated some stuff on it and changed some stuff on it?
Not in the past 3 years.
All right, that's more than I was expecting. I thought he was gonna say, yeah, I changed this and changed that.
As far as chassis wise, I haven't updated that now. Other
No,
stuff I
really?
might have. Well, good day to be at lunch.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you A5, but you try it. You all too.
Well, I'm just trying to get people to know you, right? Because I mean,
They
people
know.
relate.
They know.
Okay, we'll get a shirt that says "Great Day Langley Speedway" and then 9 toes.
That's the one that's fifth wheel. He knows me too now.
Oh yeah, he knows you real well.
Who's that?
Even this between us.
Oh,
Poor
Yeah.
Jack that day. He didn't know what to do.
I didn't. I was like in between a rock and a hard spot that day. I'm sitting there in the chair by the pit. I'm thinking, things not going well here. I need to go back. I need to go back where I was started. I went back up in the booth real fast.
Then the spotter set the same.
Oh, the spotter came up there and sat down and said, "Yeah, I ain't going back there."
you mean Skinnell will get wound up? Have you seen him get wound up?
He's got wound up with me.
Has he hollered at you? Has he been mad with
Yeah.
you? What's it like? What did you do?
Yeah, well, we weren't running where we wanted to, and we were both not.
We were both wasn't happy.
Yep.
And we talked to each other as soon as he got up the car. So we pretty much now, if we ain't where we want to be, we won't come to each other until about 10 to 15 minutes later. Once we didn't calm down, then we talk about what happened.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. You didn't wait long that night to talk about it when I was with you down there.
Some things can't wait.
I didn't wait long in practice, I tell you.
No, you didn't. I'll never forget you coming over. The cars were sitting there and lined up, get ready for the start of the race. You were mad as hell then. I mean, I said, "Oh God." Then I went back over there, and next thing I know, all hell broke loose. I said, "I'm going back to the I ain't gonna stay over here."
So what is it with you and young guys that you've just been able to make these guys fast? It seems like out of the box.
Just enjoy working with the young guys. All I can tell you.
It's like
I've asked my wife that. I don't know what's so special about a young kid, but I just enjoy trying to make them go fast.
it's like Kevin Harvick said today on that I saw today. I know it's today. Talking about with Keelan. He said Keelan he's fast, but he don't. He's getting
Kevin is slowing down. He's fast, but he doesn't know. He has no fear.
Well,
He doesn't know
well-
what's going on.
Well, that's what I was going to allude to. He doesn't have bad habits, right?
Right.
And doesn't have an opinion yet.
Right.
And you can sort of say no or yes. But certainly it's easier to slow one down than it is to speed one up. I think that's almost impossible in my view. I don't think you.
So you can't pick him up.
Mm-mm.
All right, let's get Darren on here. He's
I
standing there.
didn't even see him in it.
He's getting a big old smile. on
There's
his
another-
face. He's ready
There's
to
another
go.
kid. You're probably older than he is.
Yeah, I am.
What's up, bud? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, actually.
Well, I'm glad. You gotta hurry up and start being successful in this sport. You're 14 years old. You gotta hurry up and get going here.
Time's running out.
So how's everything going? You had a pretty good debut up at Dominion this weekend. Well, the third and the fifth.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race, actually. Definitely my first time in that type of late model, you can say, because it was the American Racer tires were a lot different shocks. We were way higher up, less horsepower, so it was definitely a lot different than a late model stock car. But it was a really fun time. I can't wait to go back there in October for the late model stock race they have. That'll be really fun for me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I talked to your dad the last 2 or 3 days, but tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in racing.
Well, actually, my uncle started in modifieds, and I grew up around it since I was 2 years old. I was at the modified tracks like Wall Stadium, New Jersey. So I grew up around racing, and when I was little, I really just wanted to try it out. So I really loved it. It was in my blood. And go-karting, I've really thought about it. I was always watching go-karting as well. So we started go-karting at 7 years old, and we did really good in go-karting. I got second place in my first race. After that, we won every single race possible. So we had to go to 5 different states to find other competition, and it was really fun, and we won as many championships that you can believe, and it's amazing how we did that. So then we moved up to Bandolero cars and then legend cars, and then we actually started limited late model racing, and now here we are with Chad doing amazing and finishing well in Triple Crown. I can't wait for next week or this weekend.
So how did you get hooked up with Chad and everything over there? I mean, he's from down in Carolina and everything. How did you get hooked up with him?
Actually, John Loper introduced us to Chad Bryant Racing because my first career in limited late models, where my racing career in the late models that happened, I was with Lee Falk originally, and that's when I did limited late model racing, and that was a really good introduction year to late models, and just getting to know the people to race against, just getting to know the different tracks, just getting my feet wet in the late model stock cars. So this year is my full-time year in late model stock cars, and I've really learned a lot with Chad Bryant Racing, just him teaching me with braking, everything he taught me with, and I can't wait to learn even more with Chad Bryant Racing. I think this is going to be a really fun rest of the year, and I think this weekend at Langley is going to be amazing.
Are you looking forward to this weekend at Langley and getting here and mixing it up with 39 or 38 other cars?
Oh yeah, I think we'll be pretty good here, but of course Connor Hall is definitely going to be one to beat because he's pretty hard to beat here at his home track, and he grew up at this racetrack. So I only started racing here this year, and this is my first full year at Langley Motor Speedway. So I think it'll be pretty fun for me as long as I just watch and get ready for this.
Okay.
Somebody might be calling him. Some people, it seems like the stuff drops when they get a call. If he's on his phone, but yeah, I don't know. We'll move him out when he comes back. We'll put him back on.
Well, they were second in Sobo, man. I mean,
Yeah,
Which is
he was good at South
Speaking
Florida.
of Brandy,
What?
he just pops up out of nowhere.
There's never a dull moment.
never.
Good Lord.
Oh, I think he's not back yet.
Oh, here we go.
There he is.
What's up, man?
So I think the internet cut out or something. I'm not sure. The screen just went black.
Oh, there we go. I think we got you now.
Are you there?
Yep, I hear you guys. I think the internet went out or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll let you slide this time. Look, I've been talking to your dad the last couple of days, and I'm sure you know what we've been discussing and everything. But tell us a little bit about all the things you're into off the track with your racing.
Off the track, I actually have my own Reach for Kids program that I founded, and that's where we help kids in need all around across the U.S. And that's where we help people and kids and families that really need help. Like I can name a couple, like a little 6-year-old girl that had osteosarcoma. Sadly, she did pass away. Her name was Noelle, and she went to the doctor and they said she had a bug bite, and she didn't have a bug bite. So then she went back after that, and they realized that it was a big cancer tumor in her leg, and it spread through her body, which is really sad. So we had to donate $15,000, and we donated it to her and her family. That the father was in the military, and the mom had to quit her job, which is a terrible story to listen to, and I don't even like talking about how she passed away, sadly. But we donated $15,000 to her and her family to pay and support for medical bills. And also another boy, Ben Evans, at Riverhead Raceway in Long Island. We also donated another $15,000 to him and his family as well, because they were going through really, really rough times as well. And they're actually back on their feet doing pretty well now. So that's always the happiest thing I can possibly see, that the work I do with my Race for Kids program. And also, we do a bunch of work, and this year I can't wait to see what more we can do to help with my Race for Kids program. I think we're going to be partnering up with a lot of big names and people this year.
Well, explain the Racing for Kids thing. Explain what you do with that as far as how you go about getting your funds and stuff.
Me, I actually call as many people as I can with companies, big companies, and I ask if they can donate as well to my Race for Kids program. And every lap we run on the racetrack, everybody donates $1 to my Race for Kids program. So every lap, every race, every track we run, it's always $1 every time we run a lap. So that's how I get my funds, and for me to donate to these organizations and kids and families directly right to them, to help them get the help they really need.
You should be commended for being 14 years old and to be doing this for everybody else. That's really cool. And I was talking to your dad, and you know, he's proud of what all you've worked on and what all you've been working on and everything. So I think that's really cool that you do that. He and I were talking about the Zedriches down in North Carolina. And, you know, you all are interested in trying to help them out some. So I think that's great.
100%. I really want to find as many people that really need the help and are really struggling with issues right now. And that's my main goal, to always help kids and families that really need it most. And plus, people are never looking in the silent communities, because you always have these big companies going after these big communities that really don't need as much help. Obviously, everybody needs help, because some people are struggling. But I try to look for the silent communities that nobody ever tries to reach out for, or nobody ever tries to help, because they really need it the most out of everybody, as well as, even though everybody needs the help, but nobody's ever looking for the silent communities. And that's what really hurts my heart, that nobody looks for these people that are just silent and they're trying to reach for help and nobody's reaching them and finding them. So that's where I want to come in and really just donate as much as possible to help these families get back on their feet, and plus the kids with special needs as well, that really that can't afford it, or are less fortunate than other people like me. I'm able to come in and help, and I'm always very blessed. I couldn't be more than blessed of what I do with my racing, and what I do with my mom and my dad and my whole entire family with my Race for Kids program. So I'm really, really blessed that I can take my racing and what I do in the race car and take out of the race car and really help kids and families that really need it. Because I'm very extremely blessed for that.
Now you went to South Boston in this Virginia Triple Crown, got a second place there. What are your goals for this weekend? Because you've been racing at Langley pretty much most of the year. So tell us what your goal is for this week.
Langley's a very, 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 very rough track for me, I feel like. But South Boston, we've really did good there, and that's probably one of my most favorite tracks right now, besides Hickory and Tri-County, obviously. But I think South Boston was a really, really good way to start the Triple Crown, because now we're second in points, and that's all we need. So if I just do well and at Langley Motor Speedway, and I just learn, because we're actually going to be practicing there Friday, and we're going to try and shake everything down and me just learn the car more. Because what I really struggle with at Langley, I feel like it's especially 1 and 2. I feel like I just need to figure out how to get off of turn 2 right. 3 and 4, I'm decent in 3 and 4, but there's definitely a lot for me to work for at Langley Motor Speedway, because I definitely need to get better. So that's what I was saying about Connor Hall as well. It's definitely going to be hard to beat these guys, but I think we have something for them, and I think it's going to be possible. I just need to listen to Chad, listen to Steven, and listen to my team, and things that will help me out at Langley Motor Speedway, and things I can get better at as well. And I think we're going to have a pretty good race as long as I maintain position, save tires, because it's big 200 lap race at this track, and this track really eats up your tires. But that's what I've noticed. as I race here. It's kind of like Florence, the racing surface. It's very, very gritty, I feel like, and it really just beats up your tires. So I think that's going to be really the biggest thing that I have to worry about. Saving tires, keeping my nose clean, and being a very clean race car driver. That'll be the most important.
Darren, who do you go for advice? You're saying you're struggling in 1 and 2. Is there somebody that you can go to, or do you have somebody?
I want to always talk to drivers at the racetrack. Like me and Chad always go and talk to people that race there for a long time. I've talked to a bunch of people that actually raced there for a long time, and they've really helped me out with what I need to do and just telling me to be easy with the gas pedal because this track is very, very slick. And plus, you're always turning, so it's definitely different from a track like South Boston, which you're going straight and you have a little bit of time to go straight. With this track, you're always turning, so it makes it a lot more difficult. So I feel like me and Chad will always go ask the veterans, and I ask the veterans to really help me understand tracks like these that I'd never been to as well. Even when I went to South Boston, I was asking Peyton Sellers to really help me out, and we were talking about this track, and he really did help me out a decent amount for this race for South Boston. So all I can do is just ask as many veterans and drivers that raced at these tracks for as long as that are older than me. They've been racing here, of course, longer than I have, so I have to ask them as much questions as possible so I can learn as a racing driver and a 14-year-old racing driver so I can grow and develop to becoming better.
Let's say these guys have been racing longer than he's alive.
Oh, yeah.
But I was
Lot
going to say
longer.
he could ask Aiden, but Aiden probably ain't going to help you this weekend.
We got all veteran here in Aiden, but you know,
How old are you, Aiden?
16.
16? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
he's about
Yeah.
done. His career's just about over. So, but
He said he ain't helping you this weekend. After this weekend, he'll give you some pointers.
Oh, I'll take anything.
so give your sponsors a shout out and everything, and who all helped you with the car.
Mainly, I have to thank my mom and dad because without them, I wouldn't be here at all because they're the ones who got me started with my racing career. And I really just love my mom and my dad the most as well. And of course, I can't thank Chad Bryant Racing enough because they're the ones who are bringing me to the racetrack every week. And they've been working extremely hard the past 3 weeks on working on this car. Or no, the last month, they've literally had 0 breaks working on this car for Triple Crown Racing, and we have a busy next couple weeks and couple months ahead of us for this Triple Crown. Our goal is to really win this race, and I couldn't thank everybody enough on this racing team. And I think we're gonna have a really, really good time at Langley Motor Speedway as long as I just listen to my team, listen to Chad, and listen to Steven, and that's all I have to do.
You hear that, Aiden? He's listening.
Well, Darren, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you Saturday when you get here to. When we get here to Langley, you'll probably already be here. But when we get here Saturday, we'd be glad to come down and talk to you. Is your dad going to be here?
Yes, of course he will. My dad will also be here as well.
Okay, well, tell him I want to talk to him, and we'll get together when we get down there. And I appreciate you taking some time and being with us tonight.
And thank you. It's a big honor for me to be on your show as well. I couldn't thank you enough for me being on your show.
All right, well, we're gonna get you back again real soon, and maybe sometime we'll get you when you're down this way, and we can get you to come up here and be live on the show.
Of course, I would love to. I would really appreciate that.
All right, man. All right, well, we'll talk to you later.
All right, see you soon.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Now he's 14. You're 16. Your career's about over, ain't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's really cool that some of these young guys, it's coming along. You know, it's scary to me, but it's it's kind of like when you showed up here with Tristan McKee the first time. That scared the hell out of me.
That was pretty funny. You got it.
Where's your driver? He's right
Yeah,
here.
he come in. Skinnell went over and
He had a 5-year-old kid with
That
him.
little kid was walking along behind him.
Was he was a little teeny guy?
Yeah, I was thinking, well, he done brought one of his grandkids or something up here with him. I'm sitting here and I look at Skinnell and I said, "Where's your driver?" He said, "Right there." No way. You've had a lot of fun with a lot of these young kids with driving for you and everything. That's got to be. I mean,
Now, how did you guys get together? Not like
bought-
that, but
I bought the car I got. It's Justin Carroll's old car.
do what?
The car I bought is Justin Carroll's old car, and he helps Justin. So he came out here the first time I tested, set the time in, I think. And then we went to Dominion later that year, and we needed help. So we called him. First race together, we should have won, but we'll get into that a different time. And then we decided for the 2024 season to see what we could do, and it worked out. So we'll keep him around.
I reckon I'll keep him as a driver for a little while. Well, that's that's Skinnell. He's got a lot of experience. I know it's kind of hard to relate to him sometimes, but anyway, I can't help it. I see you. I keep seeing all the other stuff that I've seen with you. I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But anyway. All right. Well, that's pretty much our show for tonight. Oh, by the way, before I forget, driver of the week this week. Anybody want to got any ideas who's the driver of the week this week?
Is he here?
Sitting right there. Aiden Millette. And Aiden, as soon as Tim gets us a hat, we have driver of the week hat that we're going to give to all the drivers of the week. And
That's the only way you're gonna get one.
And a certificate.
So they're
Yeah, now ain't nobody else going to get one but y'all. So.
except me and Jay. We're grandfathered in.
So, but you were driver of the week this week, and well deserved. Well deserved
Yeah.
after this past weekend.
Yeah, that was a woodshed whipping this weekend.
Adler was making it. Adler was coming, or were you just playing with that? They let him think he could get there.
Man, I don't know. Atlee's definitely improved a lot this year. So
For
I
sure.
think
You definitely got to give Atlee, like,
Oh, yeah.
look, it's a great family. He's a great kid when you're a kid. But I would say years prior, right, he was just here racing, right? And he was just going to this year, he has become a person you feel like can do it now, right? I mean, I was thinking that watching the race on Saturday, like he has just flipped the switch this year
It's developed.
and has really, becoming a race car driver and becoming a contender.
I agree. Yeah, they making me work hard.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
look, it's no fun. The trophies are nice, but when you're just dominating, after a while, that gets a little old.
I do.
Well, you want competition. You want to be able to race.
Somebody who's never dominated nothing. Okay. That's understandable.
Cover somebody who got no trophies.
So, anyway, well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank
Nine toes.
Justin and Jeff and Aiden and Darren. What was I saying?
You're in reaching distance.
And Robert Skinnell.
RDS Performance.
Yeah, RDS
Stats
Performance.
stats speak for themselves.
That's right. Y'all need any help with your race car? Call Robert Skinnell. And I'll vouch for him. He's good when sometimes when he's good. He's good.
As long as he's in good mood.
Yeah. He can get out of line sometimes.
That's what I said. As long as he's
Is
in
that
good
right,
mood.
Dave?
Oh, I know.
All right. Well, that's our show. We'll see you next week. Please like and share our
So
show.
we got next week? Got anything lined up
Next week, we're definitely going to have Steve Zacharias.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming. He's the
Yeah,
track
maybe.
owner at Florence, and he's now moved over to Coastal Plains. That's it. He's gone to Coastal Plains. So he's going to have both tracks. That's going to be kind of cool to see. And he's done a great job with Florence. I have to say he's done a great job there. I have to make a trip down there.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple times,
And-
To
and-
where? Huh? To where? Coastal Plains. Me too. I know.
and hopefully whoever wins the Hampton Heat, we can have them on.
That would be good. I'm gonna try to do that. So if you win Hampton Heat, you got to come back next week, right?
That's fine.
He'll do whatever if he wins that race.
Bring the trophy.
I'll bring the check too.
Huh?
Might still
Right.
have me a bed up here.
You're right. Yeah.
Just bring a trophy with you when you come, because some people kept a trophy with him all the time, everywhere he went. He even slept with it.
Do like I did. The first one I won, I got up next morning. I said, someone was looking, I need you to take a picture. She's like, what are you doing? I'm putting my fire suit on. I got in the bed with the trophy and laid there. I said, take a picture.
Yes, Brandon, there's pizza left, so I know you're sitting down there wanting something to eat.
Present down at the bottom of the elevator.
Anyway, all right, we'll see you next week. Talk to you then.